It might be 2 days, 3 days. It will bother my peace of mind. I'll be asking myself, now, what did I do to this guy? What's wrong? And then from that point of view, I would want to go deeper and find out, what did I do to him?
But you know that sometimes if you go deeper and find out, it becomes another different thing because you're going to unleash something which was covered. I feel it's even just better living things. So, Lady Peace, let's continue with signs. We've talked about like 2, 3 signs. Yeah.
You see, one sign may breed to other signs. Well, let's say he must be also controlling. So if I put on my blue taupe and I'm getting out, then he sees me, he'll be like, excuse me, but I told you that doesn't blend well with the skin. So it becomes an argument.
Well, but that's a simple thing. For heaven's sake, it's a simple thing. Like you can simply say, okay, should I just change the clothes? Maybe I do a different one. But of course, I shouldn't do the same colors like every day.
Like I told you, your upbringing matters. It defines who you are. The morals that you were brought up with define who you're going to be for the rest of your life, right? Yeah. So if it depends, and then it also depends, Munyange, where did you grow up from? Were they always, giving you the lead role? This one should be the first. No, every time, this one first, this one first. So you grow up with such a mentality knowing that, I'm always the first. So it has to be, you see why I told you, men make everything about them. It's about me, 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 me.
Now, we're going to the next thing, which is another very interesting question. When they talk of dealing with toxic relationship, you find that you cut across, yeah? You cut across. You find that in most cases, having multiple relationships breaking and you start another one and it breaks, it becomes toxic to that person who is ever moving, I think. That is what I feel. Like, okay, Marktus is in this relationship, he has broken up, they've broken up, goes to another one, broken up, go to another one, broken up. Now, I'm finding out, like, is it really right for someone to go for another relationship before healing from the first one?
It depends on the damage of the relationship. Mostly, okay, it's a two-way. Guys can invest in too much. You may find a guy that invested in too much. There's, I would say this, there's a guy who is a lawyer, married this babe, left the babe home. Yes. But every time the guy drove out, the lady followed. But the lady was not working.
The lady followed the man.
The lady followed, also got out of the gate.
Wait, where does she go?
Okay, let me finish. This is the beauty of telling a story. So, every time the guy went to work,
I'm curious to know.
Every time they went,
work in the same office?
No. Every time the guy went, because the guy was like, the lady was like, I want to be a stay-home wife. You get? Okay. So every time the man went to work, just like 10 minutes, the lady
follows.
So suddenly, so it so happens that, the lady was, you get curious. The lady is expecting, okay. And then you're driving out every time I leave to work. So the guy is like, where is this lady going? So when he investigates, then the borderman is like, that guy, where is take your lady to this other house?
Hey, so it was in the neighborhood?
Yes.
Ha.
So and the guy was like,
wait, please. Have you watched If Loving Is Wrong?
Yes.
Now, that was what was happening.
Yes, exactly, previously.
So you go to the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Oh.
So the hard thing was, okay, then this guy is like, okay, I'll drive out, pretend I'm driving out. It just happened in Britain. Those days when I was living in Matungo. So at the end of it all, this guy realized, you know what? The baby is not mine. The baby is not the other guy who the lady was going to see every day. So they did DNAs when the baby came.
Hey, so it was a
3 guys are not the father. The husband, the boyfriend, the other one. So the guy was like, what is wrong? And then the lady says, I'm sorry. I mean, that is already a toxic situation. So as a child who was trained from a Christian background, that's how I was taught. That is how love is. Love is selfless. Love is patient. Love is not rude. Love is not boastful. Does not record accounts of wrong. Yeah, like that is 1 Corinthians, 13 verse 4 to 5. So if you're taught to love like that scripture, my friend, you go in with full swing.
But now if you go with full swing, you've been broken.
Yeah, so
are you going
when
to
you-
jump to another one
So when
immediately?
you're broken, take a break.
Like for how long?
You know, when you're driving that road and you meet like potholes, man, you have to slow down. You see?
Let me read for you something from social media. This is Damian. He has posted on Facebook and is saying that instead of stepping back, you rather, by that time that you're taking time, you should be studying another person instead. That is a post. So how do you make of that? Like, you're there, okay, I'm healing. You should be healing when studying another person.
You see, when you get into a relationship, when you're broken, you are going to compare. We do comparison. We compare. Now this one is going to treat me like the other one. Now this one, you're going to bring everything that the other person did wrong. You want this person to do right.
That is now bleeding on a different person.
You're going to be a
Bleeding on a
parasite
per- yeah.
to this other person.
You bleed on someone who did not hurt you.
Yes. So you're even if this person is ready to love you, but you're going to cause an environment that is toxic because you're going to be demanding of what you were lacking in the other relationship.
So you want this person
So-
to perfect whatever
Yeah,
wasn't right
you're
the other
like,
side.
This one did this, but this one, now what if you broke up and the other one used to take you for like cruises to Madvilles and this one is taking you to Masaka for camping. So you're going to start, I was going to be like, no, now this time you should take me to Paris. Because my ex-boyfriend took me to Madvilles, why are you taking me to Masaka? Really, what I would advise people to do is go into relationship without expectations.
You expect less.
You expect
You
less
get
or
whatever you
nothing.
get.
Whatever is on the plate is what I will eat and chew, and then we see how to work on it. We said the first point is relationship. We all have to work at it. It's like marriage. Every day you work at it. Like every day you wake up and be like, I have to go to work. I have to look for money. It's an investment every day. Every day you try to rekindle your love. Those people who have been in marriage for 40 years, how do you think they survive? There are bumps, there are potholes, there are speed bumps, but every time they make it worth it. So that when they come out and say, we are celebrating a decade, 50 anniversary, you need to know, you know what? It's not, sometimes, what has made relationships fail the most is one, comparison. My relationship is like this, or we idolize relationship. We idolize what we see on social media. I want my relationship to be like Kim K and Kanye West. How sure are you they don't sleep fighting?
To those who have been part of this show, thank you so much. Thank you for being part of this show. But of course, this is a show that is going to be streaming live every Wednesdays and every Fridays. We're going to do live on Wednesdays, and we shall do a repeat on Fridays. Rhythm and Junction, dealing with culture and lifestyle, and today specifically we've been dealing with toxic relationship. It has been Marktus75 on ML Radio Podcast, the first in the first. That is the first radio podcast in the first capital city, Entebbe.
What happens if we say we don't talk about the past and we only deal with the new? Because the old is gone and the new is here.
Rhythm and Junction with Marktus, 8 to 9 p.m. on ML Radio.